Welcome back to my channel. I am Nathan, and in today's video we are going to teach you how to make a clicker game in Scratch. So first, what is a clicker game? A clicker game is a game whereby you have to click on an object in order for it to gain points or score, whatever you want to call it, and then it can now be used to buy a different click or use it to buy whatever you want to buy. If it's like all these mobile online games, and you can either use it to buy a different click. So instead of times 1%, give you times 2 or times 3. So before we get into that topic, if you remember my last video on how to use arrow keys in Scratch, we made this game whereby we have to use our arrow keys to control these sprites. As you can see, I'm using it to control it. So if you remember, I mentioned two axes, the X and the Y axis. The X axis is horizontal while the Y axis is vertical. With that knowledge, we use it to make this game. I'm just going to do a exclamation to refresh your memory. So before we even delete all that, like I said before, just before you don't forget today's topic, it is a clicker game. The clicker game is a game whereby you have to click on the object in order for you to gain points or scores, and then these scores will have to be played on your screen, so you can use it to buy whatever you want, or just use it to show off. So let's remake this game. Trust me. Let's delete all these codes. So let me just drag them and drop them in. So now let's remake this game. Like I said, the first tab you go if you want to start a game is your event tab. You come there, bring out when space key press, bring out 4 of it. This is the faster method to do it, in case you're not just learning. Then you click, change each one to a different arrow key, right and left arrow. So now we have our 4 arrow keys selected. So first we are going to code the right arrow. Like I said, the axis we are going to use is the X axis, because the X axis is horizontal while the Y axis is vertical. So the X axis is the one we are going to use. So you go to your motion, change X by 10, and change X by 10 again. This one will by -10. And while this one is +10. +10, we are using +10 only to add to your code. Add movement, like if you're moving forward, +10. But if you're moving backwards, you want to do the opposite, so -10. So that one will be left arrow, because it's the opposite of right arrow. And our right and left arrow work. Now the up arrow, like I said, that means we are going to use the Y axis, because it's vertical, not horizontal. The Y axis is vertical, while the X axis is horizontal. So you come scroll down, instead of change X by 10, you change Y by 10. Grab that, drop it, change Y by 10 again. But this one will be changed to -10 because of his down arrow, the opposite of up arrow. So you take it to -10, while this one is +10 because of his up arrow. So then if we now use our up arrow, it goes up. Up arrow goes up, down arrow goes down, left and right arrow works. So we just remade this game we made in Scratch. So now you can see how simple it is just to code a simple game in Scratch. Literally so simple. So let's delete all this and let's get into today's topic. Today's topic, like I said, is a clicker game. A clicker game is a game whereby you have to click on a specific object in order to gain points, and the points cannot be used to display on your screen, and then you cannot use to get whatever you want, or just to show off, or just to use it for whatever you want, or oral farming in case you want to do YouTube. So you click on choose a sprite. Let's delete this sprite because we don't want to use a cat, it will be boring. At the background, let's change it to a blue sky, just look boring because we're using a balloon sprite. So let's use blue sky, so it looks like the balloon sprite is flying. But as you can see, the motion don't work because there's no character. Motion only works so you have a character with you. So then you come into choose a sprite, and then let's select the balloon sprite. As you can see, we now have our balloon sprite and the motion comes back in. So this is the balloon sprite we're going to be clicking on in order to move. So there are 4 essential codes you need for your event, like I said before. Not most of the time it's 4, most of the time it's 5 or more, or less. So you go to your event tab, when green flag click, you bring 2 of it, and when this sprite clicks, you bring 2 of it. So like I said, when green flag clicks and when this sprite click are 2 different things. When green flag clicks is only for the green flag. When you click on the green flag, it will play your code. While when this sprite clicks is only when you click on your sprite, it should play your code. So now with that knowledge, you can now use it to make this clicker game what to make. So your first where green flag clicks, you go to your control tab, forever. The forever, so you can keep on repeating your code no matter what, no stop. So you come to your forever, bring that, drop it inside, then go to your motion, and then go to your other position. So what this code means, let's click on the green flag and see what will happen. It just goes to a random position every time, but this will be impossible to click all and hard to catch, so you have to stop it. And then instead of just using it infinitely, you go back to your control tab and bring wait 1 second. So let's delay it by 1 second and see if we can click on it. As you can see, we can click on it, but it doesn't make any sense, it doesn't change color, it doesn't do anything. So now let's keep on coding. So now let's drag it back to the middle. So now I know it's our first where green flag clicked. Now when your first where this price clicked, you go to your loops and then change color effect by 25, so it can change the color. So if I click on it, it will change it. And 25% is okay enough because of they set it like that so that it can actually change the color. I don't need to start changing it because 25% is okay enough for every color inside this scratch. So now we've changed the color effect by 25. So this second one, we'll leave this for now and leave this one for now too. So then the next thing we're going to do is make it sound when you click on it. So if you want to do that, you come into your sound, start sound pop. Then if you click on it, it plays its sound. So go to final position. You can see, you can click on it and then click on this score and the rest. So now we have finished making the basic controls of the game, but now we are still missing the scores that display on the screen. So if you want to do that, now this is where what we call variables comes in. A variable is a code that records all your scores or all the numbers in your game and displays it on the screen for you to see it vividly. It can be anything that just concerns numbers. Variables can display it. So we'll go to your variables tab. But as you can see, there's barely any variable, just my variable. So that's where you have to create your own variable. So you make a variable, click on this button, and then we'll name it score. Now we've named this score. You can see there's either for all sprites or for this sprite only. If you're making like a multiple player game, you use for all sprites, or for this sprite only is for one sprite. I'll leave it as for all sprites. So just because the purpose of this video, even though we're not using multiple sprites, just leave it like that. Click OK. So now we have our score tab that shows you. So you now bring your set my variable to 0 and change my variable to 1. You change this one to score and change this one to score. So when green flag clicks, you should set your score to 0. And then when you now click on the sprite, you should change the score by 1. So if you click on it, as you can see, this is literally the game, the clicker game. This is the entire game. And you can click on it to gain points. And your score says, we name this score, so we call it this score. But you can name your own point, it mustn't be score, you can name it point or whatever. And the trick I'm going to show you guys in this game is you hold it and then drag it to the middle and triple click, so you can get 3 clicks at once. Not just 1 click at once, triple click has 3 clicks at once. You keep on clicking on it and it keeps on going. And then you can get to as a high level as you want, and if you want to restart, just click on stop this red button and click on green flag again, and you start from clicking all over again. And you see we did this in less than 10 minutes, so that should show how simple it is if you understand the concepts. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.